Whereas the superior interest of Lebanon would be to stay out of the war that is taking place in Gaza. And I am sorry that Israel is continuing with its military attacks in the south of Lebanon, in Beirut and elsewhere, and that the civil victims are continuing to grow up. The appeal that President Biden and I myself launched on the 25th of September for a 21-day pause has not been heeded. It is therefore very important that Hezbollah ends its attacks against Israel as well, whatever the pretext may be. We condemn them, and we feel that it is necessary that the provocation has to stop, either against the Israeli Prime Minister's personal homes or indiscriminate attacks over the blue line. As far as Israel is concerned, its military successes does not necessarily mean that there's going to be a victory in Lebanon or in the region. And therefore, they have to put an end to these attacks and these wars. And they have to find a way of establishing lasting peace along the blue line and make it possible for the displaced populations in Lebanon and in Israel to go back home in safety. This is a priority, and it requires commitment from all of us. And we have learned from the past. We know that we will not be able to go back to a status quo ante. We know that Resolution 1701 of the Security Council of the United Nations has to be fully respected and implemented by all parties so that our goals of peace and security be achieved. We can, of course, depend on the United Nations and also of all those who are sending in her troops so that the UNIFIL can fully carry out its mandate and fully support the Lebanese armies south of the Litani River. So let's use that as our solid base, and let's work together so that UNIFIL can adapt to today's circumstances and take the right steps to put an end to the conflict in the south of Lebanon. I'd like to thank the Secretary General of the United Nations for having sent his deputy for peacekeeping, Mr. Jean-Pierre Lacroix, to Paris, and I would like to use this opportunity to thank him on behalf of all of us and all the countries that contribute to the UNIFIL. And I'd like to say how much we would like to support each of the soldiers who are wearing their blue helmets and working in Lebanon. No attack against them can be accepted. It is indispensable that UNIFIL should be able to exercise its mandate and its sovereignty all over the territory, and that is also south of the Litani. And this is what we have said in the Security Council resolutions, and it is in the interest of the Lebanese first and foremost. The Lebanese army, therefore, has a decisive role to play today, more than ever. And I would like to again congratulate them for their bravery, their abnegation, and their fight to help the Lebanese. They have been exemplary in fighting against ISIS and Al-Qaeda. They have shown each day that they can cover the Lebanese and protect them in the most difficult circumstances. We have trust in them. And I would like to say to President Mikati the great appreciation that France has for accepting her to stepping up the participation of Lebanese armed forces in the south once a ceasefire has been negotiated. France will continue to work for a deployment of the UNIFIL in this area and in contributing to the equipment of the army. It's important that these forces be robust, operational as well in Lebanon, in Israel, and then the United Nations are convinced that the Lebanese state will be able to effectively carry out these operations over the whole of the land. This is why, President, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here. I'd like to thank all those who are here so that we can actually support the country to get all that they need, arms, petrol, vehicles, but also to get at least 6,000 additional soldiers, have greater numbers in the south, And with all those who are here today, this will make it possible for us to give a greater support to the Lebanese armed forces. This is the main goal that we have today, ladies and gentlemen. We want to confirm the sovereignty of Lebanon. We want to show that the worst has not been written and is not in any way cast in stone. We have to make sure that the Lebanese can control and become masters of their own destinies. It is a new page that we are writing today, and therefore I would like to say that we have to respond to these emergencies as today. I hope that we will be able to work towards a ceasefire. I am sure that we will be able to jointly respond to these emergencies, and I hope that Lebanon can depend on our general support to come out of these crises of these days and be able in the future to be a country that can live in peace and security. I would like to thank you for all being here today. I'd like to thank all your governments for your support and mobilization for Lebanon that deserves it.